Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone, this is Mohammed Jai. It's been a while since I last made a video. It's about time I speak up. Patience is not weakness, it's about strength. It's just unfortunate that the very same people who used to call my father a God-fearing and an honest person are the very same people now engaged in a smear campaign. But it's not surprising, and it shouldn't hurt me or anybody else. Because you know what? It's one thing for somebody to not know your dad and doubt and speculate and insult and all that stuff, and then later on to find out who he really is. Then the person who actually knows the person, knows his record, praised him and said all these things about him, and to see those very same people now, out of desperation, trying to say that he's took bribery, you know, the usual talk, the insults, because you know what, they're desperate. Gambians has decided, and the will of the people will stand by God's grace. You have seen for yourself on national television the president himself go in front of TV, unashamed, saying that there's this town or village called Garawal, which used to have 6 polling stations and was denied to have 6 polling stations and was given 1 polling station because too many people wanted to vote. But that was a kind of way of voter suppression. And the results are out there in the open. The evidence is out there that there were actually 6 polling stations and people voted. The people in Gambia knew there were 6 polling stations. But yet, you have the chief petitioner standing in front of TV, making that claim. And then you want to tell me we're going to have justice or there's a court? Second of all, the very same person, the Attorney General, well, the person that is so-called supposed to be representing my dad at the IEC, because it's a government institution. When they filed the petition, you would have expected that the Minister of Justice would not be sitting with the person who filed the petition. You would be thinking that it's about time to say, you know what, let me stay away from the person filing the petition, out of fairness, out of impartiality. So Gambians, you want to tell me the very same person who has been sitting with the president in the cabinet for all this long is going to be the one who's going to offer justice, who's going to represent the IEC? Then you have the Chief Justice. You had Yankuba Koli himself, KMC mayor, on national TV on GRTS. He was asked a question about the Chief Justice impartiality, that he was wearing APRC caps and APRC shirts. You heard the mayor saying it's not a problem. He's a God-fearing person. When have you ever seen my dad do such? When have you ever seen a Chief Justice anywhere in this world wearing the party colors of the ruling party? And then you guys want to tell me there'll be justice? And then on top of that, the biggest lie of all, they went on GRTS and they said that the IEC building was shut down because of threat of arsenic, fire. We have been having those threats way back for months from people here in the diaspora. That's true. But guess what? Did you ever hear the government ever say anything about arsenic on TV before? No. And you know what, Gambia? The most interesting thing, you would think if there was a threat of arsenic, when my dad went in that office, why would the soldier say, do not touch anything? And if there was a threat of a fire, you would think they would inform the chairman of the IEC to tell his staff to evacuate, that this is the reason why you guys are evacuating the building. Gambia, you guys sit there on TV and you are watching these people lie right in front of your faces. If the chief commander himself... Now, let me ask you guys thing. Another thing. Before the elections, when the supplementary voter registration closed, what were 4 trucks of soldiers doing at the IEC building trying to get voters' cards? Who gave them those uniforms? They couldn't even prove their IDs. And they were denied by my father, because it is his duty to protect the integrity of the elections, which he did. Now, so lie upon lie upon lie. When it comes to the Supreme Court, since when? Since July, they were saying that there was a so-called Supreme Court, and yet these people did not come in the country. It wasn't gazetted. It wasn't written down anywhere to say that these people were actually appointed. And now all of a sudden, they've been appointed. After elections, they have to come to the country. In America or anywhere else, can you see a president appointing Supreme Court justices? You know, oh no. From there was not going to be a Supreme Court lolota. Gambia, singa niti dofun. And the people are not fools. So you know what? The Gambians have woken, and the verdict of the people will stand by God's grace. From Nekanina, Jama la ñep di ñaan. Why, as we get closer, everybody's running out of patience. Lepa lu nekk ci man, it's about reconciliation and peace. Maa ngi daw, maa ngi moytu. Ñu ngi wax, they've been speaking and speaking. Maa ngi moytu. But you know what? Who is going to take these people seriously at this point? Who? Ethically, how correct is it for you guys to be trying to assemble, oh, we have a court? And then who has the mandate to sit on TV and then say that you have annulled the results? Who gives you that power? National Assembly members, where are you to stop, to check and balance the powers of the president? Can somebody sit there and say that I have annulled the results? And then on top of that, now we've just found out that there's a second petition just filed, past the 10 days. And then you guys want to tell me there's going to be justice in that court? Who are you guys fooling? So now, out of desperation, Gambia One Radio and other entities out there calling my dad a con artist. The very same people who stood for years and months saying what kind of a person he was. I'm not surprised. Tenahariuma. Limanahari right now, you guys want to take the Gambian people for a ride. You think that they're fools. And for some entity out there, I'm not going to respond to you. It's a shame. Jumalan saga. But it's a shame that you would go that low. But you know, because you know what? Talk Nenfi. If you know this, what these people were banking on for days, you know, I'm going to deglu dafa ba. They deglu rek. Listen. They were saying that they were Malian so-called marabouts who came and they blindfolded all these people and they couldn't see their serial numbers. Those are the things that they're not telling you. They said it. They know who said it. They've been saying that thing on the low. Now, out of desperation, they would do whatever. Wasn't it my dad that came out and said, you know what? They stole the computer of the IC. And then they called for supplementary registration just so that people can come back and register for those who were on the list. And the timeline was there for you guys. You were notified to come and re-register. But some of them did not re-register. But guess what? The biggest thing of all. If voter registration stopped and then they were still sending soldiers without ID cards to come and try to re-register or register to get a voter's card. You guys want to tell me there'll be justice in Kolenana? It doesn't add up. Come January 19th, President Adama Barrow is the president. Ndawi Gambia, be patient, follow your leaders. You've been patient, you've been doing well. You've been doing well, you've voted, you've decided, and you know what? Gambia has decided. That is what stands.